Working Man Radio.
Your soul is dog.
That's right.
You're an emotional fucking.
That's right.
I don't know any more than what I'm telling you, other than I lie. I flat out freaking lie.
That's right. It's time for Rush Limbaugh's Lie of the Day.
Every single thing about you is ugly.
By now, you have probably heard about the case, terrible cases, one out of Oklahoma, one out of Washington State. And people are rightly horrified. I think that we can say that the outrage and the sadness over this is bipartisan. Except, of course, that Rush Limbaugh has to make it a political statement. The conservatives have to take an event like this and turn it into an indictment of liberalism. Liberalism caused this. It's the culture. Our culture.
And Pat Buchanan, by the way, does a great job. He's got a great paragraph in a column that ran at WorldNet Daily. Let me find it since I'm mentioning it. Teenagers can shoot and kill a man out of summertime boredom. Teenagers who do that are moral barbarians. They are dead souls. But who created these monsters? Where did they come from? Surely one explanation lies in the fact that the old conscience-forming, character-forming institutions, home, church, school, and a moral and healthy culture fortifying basic truths have collapsed. And the community hardest hit is Black America. I love that paragraph.
Right. It's the culture, the character-forming institutions like church. Yes, we don't have churches anymore. Right? Or something. What? No church anymore? I challenge you to drive down the street. I challenge you to drive a half a mile without passing a church. There are churches everywhere saying, well, we don't have these culture creating institutions anymore. It's just nonsense. And let me tell you someplace where the church community is at its most powerful. The black community. Oh, there are plenty of black churches, you can believe it. And black folks go to fill them up. And if you've never been to a black church service, I suggest you go. Nobody does church like a black church. This is a straw man that they create. A straw man to blame some sort of a moral permissiveness. It's moral permissiveness. Now, I'm not sure what they think isn't happening. Does he believe that somebody in school, in our schools, or our churches, or anywhere else, is teaching you that it's okay to kill people? What's he talking about? See, this is a straw man that these guys create. But if you want to blame it on the culture, well, and let's listen. Let's listen to him. Let's see what he says about that.
There's nothing bigger than yourself. Nothing more important than you. You are the biggest thing out there, the center of the universe. And whatever you want to do is fine. This is the kind of stuff that exists now.
Right. Now, who's teaching that? There's nothing more important than you. You are the most important thing. Or, as George Carlin paraphrased it, we're here for you. They're always talking about the power of individuals and the importance of individuals and how, you're always being told to indulge yourself. Yes, eat that ice cream, have that beer. But if you want to find this self-indulgence and there's nothing more important than you have to look no further than your TV set. And the TV, when you look on your TV set, it's not the programming telling you this. It's not the programming telling you. It might be the programming telling you this, but it's also the TV commercials. Any restaurant commercial, any food commercial, they're always talking about about something sinfully chocolate and decadent tasting. Indulge yourself. Nobody has to know but you. You will not watch a TV commercial encouraging self-discipline. Now, name me a TV commercial that talks about self-discipline. And TV commercials are run by capitalist business enterprises for the purpose of selling products, for the purpose of making profits, for the purpose of enriching the investors, not the working people. Capitalism doesn't enrich the people that make these products. It only enriches the people who invest in the companies that sell them. And let me show you something. Since when do we cut taxes? What is the argument for cutting taxes? What sacrifice did American millionaires make to fight the war in Iraq and Afghanistan? They had their tax rates cut. What contribution did they make to the effort to make us safe from terrorism? What contribution did our wealthy Americans, the wealthiest Americans, the millionaires among us, what contribution did Rush Limbaugh make to keeping the evidence of weapons of mass destruction coming in the form of a mushroom cloud? Remember that load of crap? Because that's why we went into Iraq. Oh, he's got those weapons of mass destruction, and we've got to do something about it, or he's going to launch an attack on us. Great. Mr. Limbaugh, how'd you like it? We're going to raise your taxes to pay for that war effort. Oh, well, don't raise his taxes. No, Rush Limbaugh never saw an occasion when it might be the patriotic thing to do to pay for things like wars that you support. And you want to talk about self-indulgence. It's the self-indulgence. It's all centers around me. It's all about me. Right, Limbaugh. I wonder if, assuming these kids think that, I wonder where they learned it. And while we're talking about the disregard for human life, why don't we ask ourselves this question? What do you think about a person's right to have decent, affordable health care if he gets up every day and goes to work, making a fortune for the people he works for? Walmart employees, McDonald's employees, Burger King employees, they get up and they go to work, and when they show up to work, they are making a product that somebody else is getting rich from selling. Rush Limbaugh's value of human life says that a guy can go in, the guy that's producing what you are paying for, the guy making your hamburger that you are paying for, that there's not enough for him to have decent health care. That there's not enough for him to make a living. We just can't afford to give the guy that goes to work at the McDonald's a living, because the investors, they have to be millionaires. They have to be kept in the style to which they have become accustomed. Everything for the rich, nothing for the guy that makes what you're paying for. And how much sympathy does Rush Limbaugh have for the guy making what Limbaugh pays for, assuming he ever goes to any of these places? What sympathy does he have? How much value for the human life, for the human beings that make the stuff we consume? And you want to know where these guys learn this? You want to learn a callous disregard for human life? If you're a bored teenager and you want to learn a callous disregard for human life, I suggest you tune in to the Rush Limbaugh Show every day from noon to 3. You'll get all the callous disregard of other human beings you know what to do with. And I suggest that these teenagers, they know how important they are. in the grand scheme of things. I suggest to Mr. Limbaugh that those teenagers do not believe that they are the center of the universe, that those teenagers know very well that they're not very important to anybody in the grand scheme of things, and nobody really gives a damn about them. I'm Joe Lyles. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment.
You've been listening to Working Man Radio with Joe Lyles at joelylesradio.com.
Your soul is gone.
The Rush Limbaugh Lie of the Day, 5 days a week at joelylesradio.com.
Every single fucking thing about you is wrong.